What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to the Combat Zone podcast. I'm your host, Uriah Miller, and my guest today is Sean, the Wrecking Ball Wisenbarger. How are you feeling tonight?
Feeling pretty good. Pretty hungry. Pretty thirsty. Getting the rest of this weight off of me.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago at BCT too. You said you were what, 20 over?
Yeah, now I'm 7.
Wow. So okay, you made a lot of improvement. How's the weight cut been going for you since BCT?
Not too bad. It's hard with the kids and stuff because there's always snacks in the house, so I'm always looking at temptation.
Yeah,
trying to deal with it.
for sure. I feel you. Now, you're obviously fighting out of Valhalla. Who's the one person in the gym that's been keeping you in shape and, showing you what it's like to have a round inside the cage?
I would say Marcus has been really my key. I would say one of my key training partners. I mean, everybody benefits me there. Don't get me wrong. Whether it be they're really good at standing up and striking and stuff. Not a whole lot of heavyweights there, but Marcus is one of the few heavyweights that he's really good on his feet and he's really, really strong. So he's been helping my game out a lot.
Sweet. That's great to hear. Now, without giving too much away, like you said, helping out your game a lot, what are some things that you've been trying to get back into and specifically for this fight?
Anybody who watches my fights knows within 30 seconds I'm trying to grab a leg, to take it down. So I've been really working on my composure and just my stand-up in general, because I know Evan's not going to be an opponent I'm just going to be able to take down like that. His jiu-jitsu is really good. From my understanding, he's super tall. So I've been just working on my stand-up, being a little bit more of a pressure fighter in a way, because I'm super not shy, but I like to pick my punches. I don't like to be a pressure fighter.
Yeah. Normally not. It's not necessarily you. You're not necessarily a counter fighter, but you do a great job of picking your opponents apart and choosing your shots wisely. That's something I've noticed in your game. Now, obviously, your last bout wasn't an actual fight, but it was a submission grappling match, and you're now the first ever Valhalla heavyweight grappling champion. How do you feel like that match and the training for that match is, doing anything for you in this fight?
Yeah. I mean, it gave me a lot of confidence on the ground because all props to Chris Borba. He just qualified. He's an All-American 2-division wrestler, which is baffling because I was able to kind of, take him down and hold that position.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty much the entire 6-minute round. So it gave me a lot of confidence of, hey, maybe my ground game is good. Maybe it's not just luck.
Yeah, you showed a lot of dominance in that bout. Like you said, you held that position on the back pretty much almost the whole time, and that was very impressive. Now, have you had any chance to interact with your opponent at all?
No. I see him. He always comes up as a suggested friend and stuff like that, but I haven't really got to talk to him very much.
Yeah. Are you one of those guys that likes to interact and talk and see what's up before the fight?
I mean, I'm sure we'll talk some at weigh-ins and stuff like that, and but I don't really like to get not necessarily friendly. I don't like to become friends till after we fight, just because I don't want any mixed emotions in there while we're fighting. I want it to be just a scrap.
Yeah, for sure. I understand that completely. You talked about how you had the grappling match. We talked about that earlier, but you also have multiple other championships and multiple other divisions. Well, not necessarily divisions, but other promotions. Do you feel as if does that bring you a lot of confidence coming into this fight? Is your accolades or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, it does give me confidence, but I do feel like Evan Spencer is probably going to be my hardest fight to date.
Yeah.
With experience, with just overall grit. He's coming off a loss too against Solomon Reed, which he carries sledgehammers on his hands. So I can't. But just the fact that he's coming off a loss, typically will be he's got something to prove this fight.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's definitely going to be my hardest opponent to date, and it's going to be really exciting to kind of see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna be coming up there to Jacksonville, Duval County. I got family from there. My dad's born and raised in Duval, so I'll be there. And there's 18 fights on the card, I think. From what I counted, 18.
Yeah, just amateur fights, and then there's also professional fights.
Oh, so it's 18 just amateur.
From what I counted, yeah, it was 18 amateur, and I believe I'm the 15th amateur fight, and then it'll go into their pro card.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Which the fights start at 5 o'clock, so it's going to be a full 7 hours of.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited.
Do you have any fights before or after you that you're looking forward to seeing?
Solomon Reed's actually making his debut, so I'm really excited to watch him fight in person. And then Apple Pie, I love that guy. He's so funny. So I'm really excited to watch him fight because when he fought the BKFC guy, Grant Hill. Church.
Oh yeah, Grant Hill. Yeah.
You know, looking at that fight, I was like, man, this guy's about to get his ass whooped. Like that
fight was crazy.
And you know, Apple Pie really showcased his ability, and from then on, I'm like, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of you.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's always one of those people that are willing to just throw down in there. But I don't even think we've talked about like the stakes at this fight. This is your last amateur fight. How excited are you for this to move up to the pros?
I'm really excited for it. Like I said, it's going to be my biggest challenge, so it's really going to set me like where I think I should be at. And just going forward, it's pretty surreal. It's a very surreal feeling because when I first did this, I just kind of did it to give my best shot and see what would happen with it. And the fact that I've came here as an amateur, and who knows what the future holds for me. So it's really exciting.
I'm very excited to see what your future holds. What's your end goal in all this? Is it to make the UFC and be UFC champ, or?
I mean, there's a lot of heavyweight competition out there nowadays. You got, especially Gable Stevenson. That dude's gonna, and he's only.
He just got signed by the UFC. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and he's only 25. So you know, if I get there, I get there. I really started this to kind of show my kids firsthand what it takes, what sacrifices are needed to really chase your dreams. Hopefully they can just pick up that as a young age. But yeah, if I can make it to the UFC, it'd be a dream come true. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this for my kids and just so they can learn those principles.
That's awesome. So you're interested in seeing your kids get into combat sports as they grow older?
If they get into combat sports, awesome. It's more or less whatever they want to do. Just chase your dream, man. Just chase it. Whether it's playing chess, football, basketball, baseball, anything that they want to do, just give it your full effort.
Yeah, you're a big guy. Did you ever used to play football or anything like that?
Yeah, I played football. Then I wrestled from like 5 to 16, 5 to 17.
Oh yeah.
I was a wrestler.
Would you be interested in doing RAF if they gave you a call?
Yeah, I really like wrestling. It's a fun sport.
Oh yeah. I'm so excited with how much attention RAF's bringing to wrestling. I mean, I was there in Tampa at RAF '07, and dude, they can put on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy environment. The cards are always stacked. I got to see Kyle Dawkins, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And I also got to meet Bo Bassett, which was pretty sick. That kid's gonna be a monster when he grows older. I'm super excited to see what he does. But taking the focus back to you, do you feel like this fight is exactly what you need to prepare to go up to the pros?
Most definitely. Most definitely, because like I said, he's just a very solid opponent. That's really, really gonna push me to that next level.
Yeah, I get. This is you've been doing this for a while. You've been in the fight game, in and out. What does the stakes and what is the meaning behind this fight give you any more nerves than just a regular fight?
I mean, yeah, yes and no. I'm getting better with dealing with those nerves and stuff.
Yeah.
So they haven't really like fully kicked in yet. I'm sure they won't until weigh-ins and I'm facing them, and then they're all just going to hit me at once. But I mean, if you don't deal with nerves, you either suck or you're crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so the nerves I know will always kind of be there. Just dealing with them a little better with prayer and speaking out loud to yourself, positivity when your mind wants to take you down that rabbit hole of, are you ready for this? Did you prepare enough for this? You know, you're not good enough. But so yeah, just dealing with them's a little bit different this time than normal.
Yeah, I can see that 100%. Now, what you talked about all the nerves hitting you at once. What's the exact moment where it hits you and like you're like, okay, it's time to fight. It's time to get in there and go.
So usually, I mean, even at my last fight, my nerves will start coming a couple weeks prior to the fight. They'll just kind of come in waves. Like, all of a sudden start getting sick to my stomach. Like, oh, you got to fight in 2 weeks. And it really, really hits every time, though, at weigh-ins when I get to face with my opponent and look him in his eyes. And that moment, it's just
it's go time. Yeah, I see what you're saying 100%. Are you going up there the day of, or are you going on Friday, or?
Yeah, so we're going up on Friday, especially with weigh-ins being at noon.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about weigh-ins.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were at noon, or we probably would have came up Thursday. But it is what it is. So we're leaving at like 6:30 Friday to get there at noon.
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna leave the house about 3:30. It's like a 4 hour drive. But Dad knows the way there. Yeah, he knows the way there like the back of his hand. So it'll probably end up being 3 hours. But I'm super excited to go out there. I know my cousin is going to be in attendance with me, and I don't think he's ever been in the environment of a fight. If there's someone like him who's never been in an environment of a fight but wants to go but doesn't know how they're going to feel, is there anything you can give them to kind of explain to them what it feels like?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, even as fans, it's normally pure adrenaline. You know,
Oh yeah,
you're just thriving off the adrenaline. You're off the vibe of the entire room. People screaming, yelling, cheering. It's just an overall fantastic experience.
yeah, I agree. I don't. There's no other more exciting sport than combat sports. I mean, like you said, with it, even as a fan, when I was at UFC in Miami, dude, my adrenaline was through the roof. And as soon as I got back to the hotel, I had such an adrenaline crash. It was insane. I never felt anything like that before.
Yeah.
But no, I'm super excited to introduce my cousin into the fight game as well as my uncle because they haven't been anything like this before. But a fight environment is absolutely electric, especially down there in Valhalla. I always love Valhalla venues, well, events, but the venue itself is phenomenal. Have you gotten a chance to see the venue that you're going to be fighting in Saturday?
No, I do know that they're huge. I've seen like reels and stuff of
Yeah.
the inside and everything like that. So it's a I imagine it's going to be the same feeling as Valhalla, but on a way bigger scale.
Yeah.
You know, thousands of people versus 500, 700 people. Um, I know they do a lot of highlight reels. So hopefully I'm not on the wrong side of that highlight or I'll be
Yeah.
forever.
Let's hope not. But do you think that it's gonna be like just nonstop action?
Yeah, especially with as many fights that as they
Yeah,
have on the
I
card, it's
agree.
just going to be nonstop 5 to midnight
Yeah,
fights, and it's
I'm so excited, especially with how many fights there are, like we've been saying. But do you think that there's gonna be any point during the fight where you're gonna feel unprepared?
um yeah. I mean, you always it's just kind of part of the nerves. Your mind will start taking you
Yeah,
in a rabbit hole. So I'm sure there's going to be a point where I'm going to have to look at my sensei and say, you need to start talking to me.
yeah. Start telling me what to do.
So yeah, that's just all part of the game, though. It's usually when I'm getting my hands wrapped.
Yeah. What does fight day look like for you? Is it just are you purely focused on the fight, or because you obviously have a big family and everything like that? Are you more focused on like making sure you're interacting with them, or are you just fully completely zoomed in on the fight?
So in the morning time, we have a tradition. We go to the Waffle House. We'll eat. We'll spend time together.
That's awesome.
Once we get to the venue, you know, I might. We got a table, so I might sit at the table for a fight or two. But for the most part, I want to be back there and getting prepared and not because when I'm with them, my nerves are a lot less.
Yeah,
So I need to avoid being with them. So I'm not avoiding those nerves and I'm dealing with those nerves instead of
yeah, absolutely.
away from them. Because I feel like that's a huge thing because nerves can either keep you safe or they can completely paralyze you. And
Yeah,
if you just keep running away from the nerves until the time you step into the cage, there's a good chance you might be paralyzed in there.
yeah, it's gonna hit you like a freight train. Now, I appreciate you coming on. We're gonna call it here. Do you have anything else you want to say to anyone watching at home?
Yeah, just a big shout out to all my sponsors that support me and help me through this camp. It means the absolute world. Shout out to my fiance for letting me do this. There's not a whole lot of women that'll stand by a fighter's side the way she does and support a fighter the way that she does and deals with the mood swings, especially cutting weight and stuff. I do get a little cranky, I try not to take it out on anybody, but you know, sometimes I raise my voice when I really shouldn't, stuff like that. So she's a freaking champ for dealing with me in all those phases. Shout out to my dad, my mom, everybody that's watching. It's just means the absolute world, and most importantly, shout out to God. You know, he's really has done some work on me in the last year, and I've really learned that, you know, it's never too late to meet Jesus and talk to Jesus. So,
amen. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Sean, the Wrecking Ball Wisenbarger. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We appreciate you watching, and make sure you get your tickets. I don't care if you have to run, walk, fly, or crawl, get to Jacksonville for fight night.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.